Hi, this is Sophie Eats, represented to you by Sophia, and today's episode is entitled Food Kaleidoscope of Jamaica. As you may know, Jamaicans have won numerous medals of gold at the Olympic Games, and they excel in many forms of running relays. You may have also heard of the name Usian Bolt, a Jamaican athlete widely regarded as the best sprinter of all time. As a result, people are inspired by the tradition of sports enthused about how Jamaicans handle their successes, despite the fact that most countries adopt a similar training plan. So, may diets play a role in their success? I wasn't sure about the response until I interviewed Priyanka, one of my classmates from Jamaica. As a Chinese, I am really curious about traditional Jamaican cuisine dishes, and Priyanka exposed to me so many that my stomach is rumbling and I just can't convey how hungry I am.
So that's a lot. Jamaicans have we have a lot of food. A normal lunch or normal food would be like rice and peas and fried chicken or curry chicken or curry goat. We have ackee and saltfish, fritters. We have breadfruit, fried dumpling. What else? Stewed chicken, oxtail, patty. There's so much more food that I can't remember right now, but there's a lot of food. Yeah, green bananas. You can eat the meats with those yams and ground provisions and stuff. Yeah.
I just can't believe there are so many different methods to prepare chicken in Jamaica, and they all sound amazing. I can't wait to take a trip to Jamaica, try each of them, and get immersed in a captivating environment. Her words sparked my curiosity about Jamaican foods because I have never heard of them before. So I googled them one by one and researched on the ingredients, which suggests that Jamaican's diet contains a high proportion of yam and green banana, which have been shown to be beneficial in stimulating and replenishing muscles' energy supply, which in turn could explain why Jamaicans perform well in the Olympics.
Well, I actually did not know that, but yes, we do eat a lot of yam and green banana and dumpling, the boiled dumpling, not like the dumplings here in China. They take the dumpling, mix it with flour and water and sometimes cornmeal, it depends, and then they roll it and they put it in water and then they boil it with the other green bananas, yam, sweet potatoes, dasheen, so a lot of ground provision, things that you would grow in the earth, and they put it in there and they boil it and then you eat it with any meat of your choice, which is normally curry chicken. We eat a lot of chicken and beef, but we cook it in those types of ways. Yeah. It would replace rice, so you eat a lot of the common ones that people eat is rice, the ground provisions, so green banana or yam and breadfruit, I think. Yeah. Or fried dumpling, but that one's not as common as the rice or the ground provision.
Oh, I think that's the reason why Jamaican athletes can run fast.
I mean, we've made that joke a couple of times in Jamaica, they eat their yam and their bananas. So I'm not really sure if that's the reason why, but it could be.
I believe it is.
Though Priyanka claims that she does not acknowledge the fact that yam and green bananas have such great ability to help athletes, she did admit that Jamaicans do eat a lot of food that contain yam and green bananas, which justified why Jamaican athletes can win championships repeatedly. Because she's currently studying in China as an international student, she has overcome many obstacles and learned to integrate into new culture. In this scenario, I asked about the distinctions between Chinese food culture and the one she had previously encountered.
Some people do learn to eat with knife and fork, but it's not the custom. Most people just eat with their forks. We don't really use chopsticks, but we have a Chinese diaspora in Jamaica too, so there are lots of Chinese Jamaicans. So if you eat Chinese food, you might use the chopsticks, but it's not really. Most people just use fork. It's not really there isn't really a custom, but it's a lot of Jamaicans try to have family dinner. So you eat at a table and you pray before, because it's a Christian country, so you pray before you eat always, and you try to eat as a family. There is differences in the way of food made. We don't really eat noodles unless we go to the Chinese food store. So yeah, or like dumplings are different. So those kind of customs, I guess, would be different.
It's fascinating how various cutlery exists in different cultures and how people cook food in different ways throughout the world. Furthermore, the geographical locations of restaurant may influence what cuisine to consume. That makes sense to me since if I want to eat Western food, I will absolutely go to a Western restaurant, as Jamaicans have no choice but go to a Chinese restaurant if they want to eat Chinese food. Well, as the talk progresses, I'd like to learn more about Jamaican food culture in terms of food's involvement in festivals, because festivals are times for celebration and food plays an important part in generating a festive mood. Food sellers serve iconic American foods such as hot dogs, popcorn, and cotton candy during events such as the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and the 4th of July fireworks show in New York City. The scent of these delicacies, as well as their association with pleasure and enjoyment, contribute to the overall festive attitude and enrich the experience for people.
You have like Independence Day, those days, or on Christmas tends to be a time where people cook a lot of food. Just those like regular holidays, or just every day, like a custom in Jamaica is like on Sundays people cook a lot of food, or they cook their Sunday dinner, and it's like, the big pot of like rice and a big and like this for everybody, and then they just eat like they have like good food like for the rest of the week too, because it's a lot of food or something. Festivals usually come with food, so you have the festival, but the food is kind of like what pushes the festival. There cannot be any type of event without any food.
I can't agree more. Indeed, food is the core, the heart, and the irreplaceable part of a festival. Like Priyanka said, food pushes the festivals. Yeah, that was epic. There's no way I could attend a Mid-Autumn festival with my family if mooncakes were not present. In addition, food frequently has great cultural value and serves as a reflection of traditions, customs, and heritage. Various cultures and cultural groups demonstrate their own culinary traditions at the 9th Avenue International Food Festival in New York City. During the New Year celebrations in Chinatown, for example, street food carts sell classic Chinese dishes such as dumplings, noodles, and dim sum. The cuisine not only feeds people, but it also connects them to their cultural heritage and develops a sense of community. So, back on track. We were talking about the Sunday dinner, but what is it and how does it operate? Why Sunday?
I think it's just more about like the time that like you spend, because on Sunday, everyone is like everyone's home, like you're like chilling, it's the weekend. Like for me, all of my family members are home, and I think like I like spending time with my dad because my dad likes to cook, and he will cook and he'll be like, Priyanka, this is how you do the chicken, and this is how you do that, and this is how you cook that, and I think that's what makes Sunday dinner, like the time that you spend with your family and your friends and your neighbors, because like in a lot of communities, like neighbors are close, so I cook my dinner and I give you some and you give me some of yours, and we're like really friendly and stuff. So I think that's what makes it like really like special.
Sunday dinner, as the name implies, is not only a great meal, but it's also a time for Jamaicans to socialize and create relationships with others. For Priyanka, her father will teach her how to cook, and she will be able to spend this time with her friends. However, in Jamaican tradition, Sunday dinner is more than just a meal. After a long week, it is time for family and friends to get together, unwind and enjoy a leisurely meal. It is a day when individuals emphasize spending time with loved ones, exchanging tales, and developing ties. It is such a particular and essential element of Jamaican culture because it's a time for rest and sustenance, both physically and mentally.
I think food is the central part of Jamaican culture. Like, it always brings people together. Whether it's you cooking soup for like funerals, like especially funerals or weddings, like big celebrations always have to have food. Like anything, like food, I think is like one of the most important parts, because it not only it brings people together, and it adds to our culture. Like we are basically making art with our food. We're expressing ourselves through food. Food is life. You can't live without food, like and I think it's also interesting because the food in Jamaica comes from like all these different backgrounds of people to create these traditional foods, and I think it's very interesting to see like how it actually does like really represent us. Like we come together, we make food, and we share it together. And I feel like whenever people come to Jamaica, they're like, oh yeah, the first thing I'm getting when I come off the plane is food. Like, I think it also like because it's home cooked food tends to make you feel at home, make you feel like, okay, my grandma's heart is in this, my mom's heart is in this, my dad's heart is in the food. And I think, yes, like some people are like, oh no, your heart can't be in the food. Yeah, yes it is. You can taste the love. I think you can taste the love, and I think that's what brings people together. Like it's just the silent like bond that I think I can't wait to go home and get food.
It was the food that brought everyone together. Food is a strong tool for fostering community. It has the power to bring neighbors, co-workers, and strangers together in a common place. And eating food is a fundamental experience that crosses cultural, social, and language boundaries. Gathering around the table and sharing a meal fosters a sense of belonging and shared experience. People of all backgrounds and differences may connect and find common ground through the appreciation of eating. So food is a universal language. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Sophie Eats. I do hope you all enjoy it. I appreciate your time hugely. See you next time.